Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Thrifty Day. On today's episode, I am going to be doing a collab with Your Creative Studio. Your Creative Studio is a subscription box that sends beautiful vintage style journal supplies right to your door once a month. I love Your Creative Studio products because they have such an array of items that they send, from paper products to stickers to die cuts to stamps, labels, and even washi tape. The subscription boxes from Your Creative Studio also feature a theme, which is really fun because they inspired a really fun throwback layout that I will be doing after I show you the rest of the goodies in the subscription box. So thank you so much, Your Creative Studio, for sending me all of these journal supplies. I love them so much and I'm very inspired. So let's get into the layout. I have truly loved creating in this new journal. It's not that new anymore. It's about a month old now, but I'm really loving it. I've done a lot of layouts over on Patreon. They're usually in real time, and I also do a live once a week on usually Sundays over on Patreon, where I will do a whole layout there with you as well. So it's fun to get back onto YouTube and to share some more process videos here as well. So if you watch my TikTok, you'll also know that I did an Organize With Me video, and I showed you how I organized my Your Creative Studio supplies. So that's what that clear box was. I will put in the description box down below where you could find similar acrylic stacking boxes. But in the meantime, let's just go ahead and get into the layout. I showed you some ephemera that I was going to use. That included this pretty kind of Hawaiian themed cardstock and a bunch of very old throwback photos of my kiddos at the Mickey's Surf's Up character breakfast at Disneyland. And that particular character breakfast used to be at the Paradise Pier Hotel. And we spent many birthdays there. That was our favorite character breakfast because it had Lilo, Stitch, Minnie, Daisy, Mickey, Donald. It had everyone. It was the best, kind of most hidden secret at the Disney parks for a very long time. And in these photos, my daughters are probably 2, 6, and 9, and they are now 23, almost 20, and almost 17. So this is very much a throwback page. I was very inspired to create it when I saw the sort of under the sea theme, and I was instantly sort of taken back to those Lilo and Stitch days, and these pictures were just so magical. So there's some of the products from the subscription box, and I loved this. This was actually not like a product, it was just part of the packaging. That's kind of what came in it. But I thought, wow, it looks so pretty next to that Hawaiian print paper, and it will be an excellent journaling area for this layout. So I just stuck it on there. It's a heavy duty cardstock, so I had to kind of use a lot of glue, which if you know me, you know I use a lot of glue all the time, even when it's not heavy duty. But I love the way this looks already. It's looking very bright and cheery. I think I jumped the gun putting that thick washi tape on, so I had to add another piece of washi tape, but that's fine. I'm all about layering. I love the way it looks. And I'm also going to add some washi tape to the other side just to make sure it is nice and secure, but that will likely get covered because, as you can see, I'm going to add some photos to the side of that layout as well. So I knew this layout was going to be very photo heavy because I couldn't decide which picture I wanted to use. I found this little piece of lamination scrap. Let me show you. I made this layout on my last live over on Patreon, and so it was a scrap from that flip up. I kept it because it was a nice size, and now I think what I'm going to do is just staple it right to that side of the layout, and it's going to be a clear pocket. So I can put my photos in there and you can see them, but it's also sort of decorative and not just a bunch of pictures stuck to the page. So I'm just going to add a little washi tape because my stapler didn't reach high enough for me to staple the end, but that's fine. The washi tape worked just as well. And now I have all these photos, so I need to decide which ones are going to go in the pocket, which ones are going to go onto the side of the page, and which ones are going to be sadly left out, because I can't add all of these. But I think what I'm going to do is put the photo of Stitch with all of my babies on one side, and then I found another photo of me with the girls and Donald. So I actually think that one was from a different day, but that's okay. It was the same restaurant. And now that I've sort of decided that the photos of all of us together are going to go on the side, what I'm going to do is pick 2 pictures of Abby with characters, 2 pictures of Lizzie with characters, and 2 pictures of Hannah with characters. I'm going to use double stick tape and stick them together so that they are double-sided, and then I'm going to stick them in that clear lamination pocket that I created. That way when they get pulled out, it won't just be a photo on one side, it'll be a photo on both sides. So now I'm just going to trim down those photos. There was a lot of just sort of space around the picture, and it just wasn't really necessary. So I'm just trimming them down a little bit so that they fit perfectly in that little pocket. And so now that that's done, I'm going to grab these little fabric scraps that I sort of showed a little bit in the beginning of the video. I do like to go through my supplies every so often because sometimes I have ephemera and scraps that are in my piles for just far too long. And so these particular fabric scraps had been there for a while. And so I just pulled them to use in this layout just in the effort to sort of get rid of them, for lack of a better word. And so I'm just going to cut little pieces and make tabs for these photos so that they are easily pulled out of that clear pocket. And I also end up using another little piece of that fabric on the bottom of the other side of the page later on as an additional tab. These scraps were actually from spines of journals that I created and sold in my Etsy shop. And when a scrap is big enough that I feel like I could use it again, I obviously don't throw it away. So that's where these are from, and I'm happy to give these scraps new life. And I actually think that adds some really pretty color and texture and an interactive quality to the layout as well. So that's kind of nice. These are the 2 photos I decided I wanted on the side of the other page. I'm just going to use double stick tape and tape them right down to the side. And then once I have them taped down, as you can see, there's like a little gap in the middle. So I think what I'm going to do is use the Your Creative Studio business card. It's like a thank you card. I just think it looks so pretty right there in the center with the seashell. So that's going to go in the center. And then these were some of the additional paper ephemera that had come in this month's subscription box. And so I really love it. I don't know if you've ever been in the Paradise Pier Hotel before when it was first built. It had a lot of sort of very 20s style beach scenes. Those are long gone now. But that particular piece of ephemera actually made me think about the original Paradise Pier Hotel and the way it looked. It's aesthetic. So once all those pieces are taped down, I find that little fabric scrap there and I just staple it to the bottom. I use a stapler for almost everything. It's just super easy and keeps the creative juices flowing. And so I decided to add another little staple to that because the tab was sticking up and it just kept catching my eye. So now it's flat. And I pull out those pictures and I just decide to glue that little vintagey sort of beach scene right to the corner of that more colorful page. I think my favorite part of this subscription box, I have to say, are the labels I'm about to show you. I think they're green, red, and blue. And you get so many and I absolutely love them. I use labels similar to this that I got in a former Your Creative Studio box. Let me show you. These ones I got probably in one of the first boxes I ever received. And I had tons, it came with tons, and look, I still have a ton. I use them on almost every layout. So I was very excited to see these labels. There's something I use a lot of, so I picked a blue one, and I'm just going to stick it right down to the bottom corner of that clear pocket. And now from here, I'm really just sort of finding odds and ends that I want to sort of place around the layout. I don't want to add a ton because, to be honest, I'm happy with the way the layout looks right now. But I do love these stamp stickers. And so I'm going to add a couple of stamp stickers to the layout because they're quite pretty. And this one looks like it has little waves on it, so it seemed appropriate to add. And now I'm just going to stick my photos back in, and I sort of felt like something was missing there up at the top. And so I went through the rest of the smaller ephemera that was sent with the subscription box, and I found a nice long thin piece of ephemera where I could put the date at the top for the layout. And I was really surprised and very happy that this was a sticker. So I just stuck it right to the top. So this layout is just about done, but I did feel like it needed something over on that colorful page. And I remember I had this really cute little VHS insert from a journal I made, so I just stuck that in to keep with the theme of sort of beachy and Hawaiian and Lilo and Stitch. And I'm just going to add the date stamp right to the top of the page. And then last minute, I remembered I wanted to add these cute little washi stickers that also came in the subscription box, and they are shells. So I just added a few around the page. I'm going to do my journaling off camera, and then I'm going to show you the finished product. So here's the finished product. I hope you like it. I hope you were inspired. If you were looking for more content and real-time DIYs, please head over to my Patreon. I will link all of that information in the description box down below. And thank you, Your Creative Studio, for sending me this lovely box. I had a wonderful time creating, and I'm very grateful and so happy that we have such a wonderful partnership together. If you all would be so kind as to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe to my channel, that would mean so much to me. I have a wonderful time creating on here, and I'm grateful for each and every one of you. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye.